1, 2, 3. Do we just go?
Wait a minute, Liam wasn't in this episode.
In retrospect,
I was too caught up in everything else happening.
maybe I'll just talk about plot important things, and then Briana can just take that whole subject and I'll talk about everything else. Yeah? That sounds good? Okay. So, Styles killed a dude.
He deserved it, though. I mean, to be honest, like, I thought it was gonna be like Styles intentionally killing him. Like, Styles still didn't intentionally kill him.
It was still an accident, but as we can see, the problem isn't necessarily going to be that Styles killed someone. It's going to be that we're taking a supernatural brothers route. Nobody tells anyone anything. Communication gets messed up, and therefore it falls apart. Clearly, we're just taking pages out of the CW's book now, and you shouldn't do that. Everyone knows the communication is key.
This show has always been so good with communication too. Scott has always been about no lying. Styles lies, but never to Scott, and I just hate all of this.
Oh, now we're just going downhill, and I just don't like it. So Styles is going to be plagued by that for the rest of the season.
Definitely.
Styles is going to be plagued by the pain in his shoulder until somebody finally gets fed up with him lying about that.
It's totally going to be another, like, thing like 3B when he had the lightning marks on his back.
That's gonna be terrible. Yeah, I can only imagine the sort of scars a circular eel mouth leaves on your shoulder blade.
Lampreys. Gross. And it's not even that he's not just telling Scott, he's not telling anyone, and like, he wouldn't even tell Lydia. So he's just gonna bottle that up inside himself until it drives him insane because it's Styles and he thinks that nobody else should have to deal with his pain, and I just... Stop hurting Styles. Please. Please, stop emotionally traumatizing the only human on the show.
Stop.
He'll fix himself. It's okay. It's Styles. It's alright. It's gonna be okay.
Kira's rapidly going downhill.
Yes.
I
just don't know why. Like,
Scott, in turn, is not telling Kira about that, communication-wise. Let's talk about that for a hot sec.
I want to know what's going on with Kira, because, like, is it being triggered by the doctors? Or is it just that her fox is just learning to be more of a trickster, and it's getting out of control?
I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I saw a quote today. I'm not quite sure what it's from. Some sort of teaser thing. It was a quote from Deaton, saying essentially that the fox in her is vying for its own independence. So Kira's powers are growing, and that sort of got symbolized in the scene that we saw most of before my DVR freaked out, when Scott was looking at Kira, and Kira's arm stayed at her side, and then the fox started moving, and we were like, yo, you're supposed to be Kira. You should not be moving on your own. Please stop that.
Cease and desist.
Sir Fox, Madam Fox, whatever kind of fox you are.
Foxy
you
face. Stop.
That's my Tumblr tag.
Yep.
Also not great was watching Scott be repeatedly electrocuted while he carried his unconscious girlfriend out of the insane asylum.
No.
It led to a great scene. I'm really glad that he remembers that he loves her.
I just wish he wasn't half scorched.
I really
said that.
Yeah, I really wanted them to reaffirm their love. While he wasn't half fried wolf. She also didn't say anything back.
Yeah.
We had enough time to say, I meant it, and then we both passed out. So I kind of, that was, I mean, it was good and sad in the way that only Teen Wolf can really do to make your heart break while still giving you what you essentially asked for.
Yes. Valak, who has been pretty not great in the past, is kind of helping them. He's pulling a very Peter Hill manipulative kind of tactics here, in which
I don't know whether or not we can trust him.
Exactly. I'm like very concerned because he's kind of helping, but I'm not sure if he has an ulterior motive where it's really not going to be helpful, or if it's going to endanger them more. Or
as
something.
far as he was portrayed in this episode,
he seemed helpful.
He seemed very nervous and sad and desperate about what had happened to him. He's obviously very much like Peter, tit for tat. I do something for you, you do something for me. Which isn't necessarily bad.
It's just bad when you...
And he doesn't have the eye anymore. I don't know
That's
if that
either
was
a
the
good or
source
a bad thing.
I don't know if he's going out to get a new one or where he's going now that he broke out. Don't know where his buddy went. Just kind of concerned.
Gonna go to the local eye store. Excuse me.
I didn't say it was gonna be easy.
I need another eye for the hole in my head. Can you help me out here?
Listen.
Please.
Listen.
Put it back in.
Why are you doing that?
What if he was like the past Theo, where like he used to work for the Dread Doctors, and then was like, oh shit, this is real bad. I gotta get out of here. Because somehow, if he's saying that the doctors make it so that whoever has been come in contact with them doesn't remember, how did he remember enough to write the book? So there's got to be some kind of thing where either he was with them, so they let him remember, or something like that, or where maybe
Unless
his
the
eye
helped
let
him remember.
Yeah, maybe that could be it. But
I don't know. He knows too much about what's happening for him to be completely trustworthy at this point.
Yeah.
But
also, where's Peter?
Where is he?
Former roommate. Where is he now?
I really appreciate. You have no
The
idea
reference.
how much I appreciate the we're all works in progress, because my heart went, oh my god, wait! And then Lydia was like, where did you hear that? And I was like,
Former roommate!
oh,
I appreciate the reference because a lot of times Teen Wolf just likes to pretend that things aren't what they were.
But now it's a dangling fish.
Yep.
Because
Where
Teen
is
Wolf
he?
was like,
Where is he?
he's gone. Look, he's a
gone.
former roommate. Look. But where is he? We're not going to tell you.
I'm telling you, that's how they're gonna end 5A. It's gonna be Peter.
Ian Bowen, come back to us. I miss your face.
I do too. I hate Peter. I love Peter. I love to hate Peter.
But at the same time, in Peter's absence, we have been granted Theo.
Who is arguably more terrifying.
Up to this point, I've been pretty good about just being like, screw you in your face, you can leave. But today,
have you?
What? I thought so.
Last episode, you declared how much you were going to murder him.
But today, he turned on the charm for Malia, and I, as a susceptible female, was susceptible to that, and as much as I know in my brain and my heart that he's a terrible person who breaks people's hands with hammers and 6 psychopaths, all my favorite characters, and is working with the villains, I was like, nah, you're cute. Damn it!
Cody Christian knows how to smirk.
So, that is the plus side to Theo, is I lost my favorite smirking ambiguous villain who was a terrible person but a great character.
You now gain another
now
one.
I have another one. I have a younger model, who is the smirking, terrible person villain who is also helping people, and I'm just sort of like,
manipulative.
stop being so problematic. Stop.
I want him to somehow just turn out to be good. I know it's not gonna happen, but my soul wants it because him and Malia are really cute. And I know it's
you
all
look
an act.
so nice together.
I know!
Your chemistry is so good, and I want to see you do more scenes together.
I know
but
it's
you're
all
a
an
terrible
act.
person, and
I
I
know.
want you to stay away from her.
But also...
But I want to see more of you together as a band. But logically, as a person, I don't want you near her, and it's just all very confusing to my heart.
I know it's all an act, but he's still really cute, and...
On the topic of Malia, we also now know that the desert wolf is the reason the car crashed. It wasn't her fault. Her mother came and she was the only person in the car. So was she trying to kill Malia because we know that she's an assassin? Or what, is she a supernatural assassin? Or was she trying to kill Malia's family so that she could take Malia? That obviously didn't work out.
Yeah.
What was happening? What are your motives? Who hired you? If you were hired, was it your personal motive? I don't know what's happening.
I mean, if we're gonna go based on what Lydia saw in the first episode and how the Desert Wolf was looming over Malia, looking very not great. I would say that maybe she was trying to kill Malia. Whether or not she knows that Malia is her daughter is a separate thing, but, like, in terms of supernatural assassin, I would say she's trying to kill Malia, because if she was trying to take Malia as her own, she just kind of left, so, like, that wouldn't have happened.
But then, was she just trying to kill? Because assassin implies someone hired her to kill Malia.
True.
But then who cared about the little 8-year-old girl who was 9-year-old girl, 8 years, she's 17, 9-year-old girl who was sitting in the back seat of a human foster family
Unless
car.
she did know Malia was her daughter and was like, nah, I don't want a kid.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I also, for a hot sec, was like, hey.
I know.
It was guns, which is another thing that pricks my interest, though. Because we've seen, at least now, the Styles showed Malia a picture that Brayden sent him of presumably this terrible werewolf carnage. The reaction to the image that Styles showed was not, look how many people she shot. So if that was the desert wolf, why was she using guns?
Unless she just didn't want to get close enough for them to see who it was.
True, but that is a past of the desert wolf that I am interested in delving into, because apparently not her usual MO. Just do it. Ladies and gentlemen,
it's canon! It is still canon! I can't even form coherent noises. Oh, God. All I know is that this episode was so heartbreaking, but as a Stydia shipper, I am the happiest camper. I am so happy. I am a happy panda. I am a happy I'm happy. She noticed that there was something wrong with his shoulder, which Scott didn't even pick up on. So, like, next level connection right there.
I do hope they go into that. I mean, like,
too.
I'm totally... Listen, the writing in this scene was impeccable. The writing was incredible. I could not be happier with the way it was worded. He was obsessive, but, like, this is how he learned. This is how they've grown. You should have seen how he used to be. Like, everything was written so carefully and so well that I, as someone who does not necessarily ship Stydia, was able to come to terms with that. I was like, yes, this makes sense. It is clear that he is still having feelings for her. He still loves her. Styles still likes her. Hashtag. That, it was so well done. But there's gotta be something else coming into play. I mean, maybe it's just her feelings for him, but the whole thing in 3B with the MRI where she's in the car screaming.
Yeah, no,
like,
they have
there's
something.
Some deeper level X-File shit here going on, and I need to know what it is.
I mean, I don't know.
Is it just that, like, they're soulmates, or, like, what? What is that connection?
I think that's...
Give it to me.
I think that's kind of what they... Because, like, even in 3B with the red string that they had, the red string of fate or whatever, that, like, he, like, took off her finger or whatever that she had, like, either they're soulmates or something about the way that Styles has always been after Lydia has, like, resonated with her somehow, and she knows that he, out of everybody in the world, he is the one who is always going to care for her the most. He is the one who's always going to love her, that has, like, created that kind of supernatural level bond where she knows him better than even Scott does. It was everything I wanted. Listen, I don't care. I don't care who you pair Styles with. I don't care who you pair Lydia with. You can pair them with everybody and anybody. That's a lie, but you know, you can, like. I don't care as long as, like, it's healthy, they're happy, whatever. But my end game goal is I want Styles and Lydia to end up together because they have such an amazing connection. They have such a great bond. And you may not like Stydia personally, and that's, you know, cool. Like, you like what you like. But for me, I think that they are so compatible. They have great chemistry. And they really just fit each other very well. And I love them. And I'm super happy that there was so much Stydia. Yay. Other than that, though, this episode, knife in the heart, man.
That's basically Banshees.
And that's basically it. Arroo!